quick introduction right away.
I am really excited for this match, Robin. We've got Parting versus Alive. It's good. Terran versus Protoss starting off on Metalopolis. Robin, this is going to be an awesome match. I foresee it.
Alive's been doing really great. I actually have the brackets up right next to me really quick before we get into the introductions. He's actually beaten Yata, who is a fantastic Protoss player. He's beaten Heaven's Light, and he's also beaten Artist as well, and just got recently beating Minigun. So, man, he has been doing pretty well, getting himself into pool play. We'll be playing against Mr. Parting himself down here, who is down here in the bottom right corner, our red Protoss player. Really quick, let me pull up his, he is currently right now 2-1 in his pool, so he definitely wants to get this win.
Yeah, he's had a great pool because, you know, he's been with all these Protosses, Oz and Grubby, of course, in the same pool as Parting. Now we've got Alive jumping into that pool D after performing well in those brackets, 2-0ing almost everyone. Guys, Alive is going to be our blue Terran spawning in the top left-hand corner. This is close by air positions, which makes a match that I already thought was going to be very interesting even more so. And the reason I'm particularly excited for this match is, one, well, seen a lot of Alive.
Yeah.
Seen a whole lot of Alive. Parting recently getting onto the radar in the West, having performed extremely well at these last
top
few.
8
Yeah.
in the last JSL.
I mean, it's been doing he's really been pulling the attention, without a doubt, Robin. His Terran play is pretty strong. It's not his Protoss. His Protoss versus Protoss is, to a certain degree, unmatched, but 70% win ratio is pretty impressive. Against Terran, I'm not exactly sure. I think it's in the mid-60s, if I remember right. But the one matchup he struggles with is Zerg, and lucky for him, there is not a... He's actually in the only pool that does not have a Zerg in it whatsoever.
The odds are in his favor. The gods do favor him, as Spartacus would say in that show. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what we're going to be having from our two players. I love close by air positionings because I really feel it's like it opens up a lot of drop player, not only for drop plays, but also for Protoss or War Prism play. It comes into play a lot more. I love seeing Immortal drops. It's something that's kind of fell out of fashion as of late. Even DT rushes it with the War Prism is actually pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
Great, that's really creative and unorthodox play, and I really expect the players to play a little more standard this game, but definitely that possibility could be happening. But we did actually have Rax and Gas here, so Alive opening up pretty standard, looking like he wants to do some kind of one base play for a little bit here, and then of course Parting over here doing the pretty standard play as well.
Yeah, nothing really standing out all that much. We do see that Alive doing a nice job right now harassing the mineral line. Trying to get himself into Heart of the Swarm, you know, denying the mineral patches. We love seeing this, but did mine that pretty quickly, so he actually has to go home. Probe hanging out in the back right now for Parting, waiting to see if a command center drops down. Because, you know, he did see the gas, but it's so easy to take off gas, and this is something actually Alive is a huge fan of, is getting certain structures such as a reactor or a tech lab and then switching into full-out minerals, getting down that command center very, very quickly. And I think it's what we're going to see here. You know what? I thought this was a tech lab, but he actually is opting for the reactor. Huh. So just going to be a Marine heavy expansion, but take note, drops the expansion on the high ground.
Yeah, there it goes right away. Also, that probe position, yeah, that's what I was going to say. That probe positioning is really cool. If he doesn't see expansion go down, he can maybe get himself in there and get a scout off. And he actually got in there, took a little bit of damage, but it's so important to see that command center. It allows him to know, I can expand right after this if I want to at home, or set myself up for a one-base, very strong play. And a 9-minute Immortal timing is really good. Actually pretty standard against Terran. It's really nice. You put your Immortals on that low ground on that little ramp, and then shell away upon the supply depots to get in there. But Marine here now going to start poking away at the probe. Probe will go ahead and try and fight valiantly, but his Sparkle machine is not too good today.
That was a good choice out of Parting. You know, he knows that probe's going to die. Why not smack the Marine in the face before you do so? Does a little bit of damage. That Marine is softened up a little. Kills an SCV while it tries to get up the ramp. I don't believe it got any vision, but let's take a look, shall we? And it does appear he saw the Cybernetics core completed, so maybe did get something. But either way, Sentry and Stalker are what we have here for Parting. He's also throwing down a robotics facility and a gateway. Alive did not manage to scout either of those structures, however, so...
Wow, look, 2 gates into a robo here. So,
yeah, the third gateway now going down, yeah.
I'm really feeling like an Immortal timing could be coming pretty soon. Now, of course, you go for the safer route, get the Observer route, get an idea of what his opponent's going for.
There's really a million things you can do with
you really
3-gate robo.
It's a safe opening.
So many options.
So much. Stalker here can harass the Marines if it would like. It definitely outranges them. Gonna go ahead and go for it. Ooh, I like spraying the Marines to the bottom right in case Stalker with that way. He can go ahead and kind of sandwich it in and kill it off. But looks like Parting will going with the right choice here, going away.
This is so smart, Robin. A great thing to point out is the Marines on the low ground. Because we see this Stalker, it has lost most of its shield. Yeah, now he's going to trap it, possibly kill it. The Stalker micro Parting, very nice. Parting the Marines, that was beautiful.
Being like Mike up in here, slam dunking away from those Marines. Going to go ahead and pull on back. And notice in the production queue, we got a first Immortal already on the way. So he looks like he's definitely going for some kind of Immortal push, which is super darn strong.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised that he continued to kite those Marines there. I think he could have saved that if he had just hustled away instead. Maybe cut through the gold is what I expected him to do there, but didn't opt for that maneuver. Immortal currently out, a second one on the way. You called it, Robin, the Immortal timing, which is so funny because, you know, it's 3-gate Robo. There's a lot of possibilities, but it is, I wanted to point out, a great position in which to do it. So I really, I mean, I saw it as a possibility as well, but you calling it to a T, man.
Yes, I win something for once. But already Marauders coming out. There's Stim coming up. Comet Shield as well. Bunkers going up as well. He needs to get a second and a third bunker down on that natural low ground if he really wants to defend against this. Mortal shell away through bunkers so darn fast. Even if you get your SCVs on repair, it isn't enough. Coupled with the support he's going to have with the Sentries and the Stalkers and even the DBS of these Zealots that they can get within the bunker range. So he's looking pretty secure with 3 supply depots. It is going to take a while to shell on through, but he doesn't have very many units out. He's put a lot of production facilities up here.
Yeah, not too many units at all, Robin. If we take a look, I mean, it's got 15 Marines, but they're scattered all over right now, and if he loses his bunker on the low ground, this is going to be quite a contain.
Ooh, he saw the Stalkers. I don't think he saw the Immortals, but he saw the Stalkers. Now coming straight on in here, the bunker is up. Ooh, gonna go ahead and lock the Marauders in there. Nicely well done. Those are really important units for Alive here. Now Guardian Shield being popped, but there's nothing in the bunker, so it doesn't even really matter here. Now, is he gonna go ahead and slam himself up here into the main? It certainly doesn't look like it. He hasn't expanded behind this, so this looks like he wants to win the game here.
Yeah, parting, nice control there with that Stalker, moving it towards the back. Want to see him preserve as many units as possible here. Now, will he opt to go for the push? It looks like he's going to use the Immortals on the low ground to give vision to that high ground. Both the bunkers on the right-hand side have been taken out. Force field's going down, trapping about 5 Marines there, Robin. He's doing a good amount of damage here, but those sentries are getting low on energy.
Well, 1 supply depot does go down, but does not supply block his opponent. If he can get a second one, that would be quite nice for him. He would supply block Alive and make it a tad bit harder for him to defend this. More Warpins are coming in. Concussive Shells are on their way. A nice upgrade, but will be a little bit too late. 2 bunkers did finish, though, on the high ground here. 1 will be following. SCVs get there, not in time. See how fast the Immortal shreds the bunkers. The SCVs can't even save it. A second bunker going down as well. SCVs going in for the engagement. Alive looks like he wants it, but a force field actually cuts the army in half here. Well done there by Parting. He is doing very well in this situation.
Yeah, and, you know, honestly, so many SCVs are staying off the line here. The fact that we haven't seen an expansion out, which is something that, honestly, Alive really, really needs right now. In the meantime, guys, these Marines doing a good job of keeping the units on the low ground, keeping Parting afraid from moving up. But once he kills these supply depots, it's going to make it much easier for him to stutter his way up the ramp. Immortal taking a lot of damage right now. I'd love to see Parting full back before it goes down, but it does fall.
Well, the Marauder shelling away, and there's actually only Stalkers left, and an Immortal has Alive held this. No, just barely. 4 Stalkers are warping in, and there's 3 Marauders in the yellow and in the orange. Is he going to commit? Is he going to the high ground? He sure is. 48 to 36 supply. Moving forward, 1 Immortal still in the mix. SCVs have to pull off the line, but the SCVs are actually too far away from the Marauders for it to really matter. Takes out 1 SCV. Second one going down in a low HP, and he's slowly, methodically whittling the Terran opponent down.
Yeah, you know, killing the Observer would have been a huge play here for Alive, which I think is worth pointing out. If he killed the Observer, the attack basically came to an end. Yeah. There's no way for the Immortals on the low ground to manage to do all this damage and kill virtually all the bunkers, all the supply depots, all these things without committing up the ramp, which is something scary to do. Now, Stim has completed, so we could see 1 gigantic push out of Alive. It's all going to come down to that 1 push, actually, because he can only afford 1 Stim.
Well, Parting feels that he can't end the game here. He's thrown down a Nexus behind this, as you see down at his natural down the bottom right. And he's gotten a nice lead in terms of SCVs. He's killed off a good number. If we like to hit Control R really quick for me, we'll see how many workers he's killed. A total of 15. It's all in the head, 27 to 17. So this attack has been successful. It wasn't a killing blow as much as he would like, but he's able to expand behind it, and he knows he has a great lead here. So a great transition to that Nexus.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot down to just 17 workers, but there's the Observer going down. And that is a huge play for Alive. Now Alive, and look at this, he's picking up with a drop. These are exactly the things he needs to be doing, but Parting is so intelligent, immediately grabs Stalkers, knowing that that Observer has been killed. The Observer did see the medevac, by the way. So his Stalker's not in position, but he's got units already here, and now he's going to do another Warpin. He can pull a couple probes here, and there's only about 5 units inside this medevac. Medevac targeted down immediately, and these units are going to, well, do a little bit of damage here before they do get taken out.
Yeah, but he can lose the Stalkers, like you said. He's ahead of economy now. He's gotten his second Nexus complete. Finally, he can start keeping up with production. 27 to 19 right now. Looks like a few more SCVs were killed off at the main compared to the last time we checked it. So, Parting so far ahead right now. He knows it. Granted, with the double orbital being up and Mules being there as well, slowly but surely, we can have Alive try to get back into the game. He's going to try to with more medevac drops as well, but Parting got to keep up with it. Brought his whole entire army back to the main. Should be able to deal with it pretty nicely.
All right, well, Parting not scouting this drop coming in. He actually just moved a ton of Stalkers there, even though he didn't see it. So a really nice read there from Parting. Going in to get the medevac.
I'm sorry, I got a little excited, man. I was like, oh, I wanted him to nail it. He nailed it with all those Stalkers there. Well done. And if you keep denying medevac pushes, if you keep killing off the medevacs and coming in, eventually your opponent's going to be like, I'm going to stop doing it. I'm going to stop sending medevacs.
I mean, Robin, killing that full medevac.
Yeah.
What can Alive do now? He's gonna push.
Yeah, and they have no sustain because they don't have medevacs.
Yeah.
To help him out.
He's in a world of trouble after losing that, because now we can see Parting play very greedy as well.
He knows it, man. Zealot morphing in, warping in as well as another sentry. A nice pick off there, getting a pylon. He's trying to take what he can get, but he's behind 84 to 52 in supply. 2 more pylons are on their way, so warpers will be available. Look. Parting's army split up, and he still has more on both armies, I feel, than his opponent does. He's so far ahead. He has done so much damage. Alive knows it. Just, I don't know what his plan is from here. It's just a really scary situation to be in.
Yeah, he either needs to take a really quick expansion. Honestly, you have to take risks, is what you have to do, because you need rewards. So I would love to see a quick third come out of him, because I would expect Parting from here to invest a lot into tech and or upgrades. Now, we do see him going for the robotics. That's not a lot, though. If he just goes for robotics and doesn't throw down a double forge, I don't think that Alive can benefit from a quick expansion. I think he'll still die. If we see the double forge as well as the Colossus tech coming here from Parting, well, then maybe a big economy boost can get our Terran player back into this game. But as it stands, Alive is just in such a difficult position right now, Robin.
I'm glad he's not setting himself up for another huge timing. He's going for what really destroys Marine Marauder, the composition that really Alive is kind of forced to be on, and that's area effect damage. Going for Colossus because he knows it shreds through it, and there's nothing really too crazy that Alive can tech to at the moment. He can't get afford the economy, so such a smart play there, going for Thermal Lance, getting Colossus out on the field. That way, when he does get an engagement, he knows he crushes it indefinitely. He's already good enough at a point to where he feels like he can probably take on this army, but he wants to make sure of it and really nail the coffin, put the nail in the coffin here. So, waiting for that Colossi to come out, just dancing around, trying to get a feel as to whether or not Alive's going to push him. Alive's constantly feinting pressure, but that Observer sees everything. Nice positioning and nice awareness there.
Colossus currently about to be on the way. A little bit of a supply gap. Oh, a hard supply block, actually. 4 pylons going to go down in response to that. Parting not going to be too happy there. Is he going to drop a third in response to all of this? I'd love to honestly see the third expansion continue spreading that lead out. You know, Parting can play pretty greedy right now, and we haven't seen it. He's playing very safe. He does not want to allow this lead to be sacrificed. And the good thing here for Parting, with that being the case, is that we're not seeing any very greedy play, honestly, come from Alive right now.
Well, it looks like we might be having a drop here in the main. There is a factory coming in just to get an idea of where the Stalkers are, but this is actually a big drop here. Alive coming in, he is going to pick up the Stalkers that are in the main, and the army of Party is actually in the natural at the moment. Robox is getting in trouble. Oh my gosh. There goes the Colossus. That will not be coming out to the light of day. Twilight Council has been thrown down behind him, but a great pick off here for Alive. I think he should actually go ahead and retreat here until he loses too many medevacs. One is low. It does go down. It's the second one going down as well. He sure does get it. And the other 2 will pick up and leave. 5 more Marauders are left. They will take out whatever probes they can. But a nice play there from Alive.
Yeah, absolutely. These are the types of things that he needs to be doing to get himself back in this game if he's not already back in. He just delayed the tech out of Parting substantially, and that was the only greed with which Parting decided to exact. You know, we didn't see the Double Forge. Now we're seeing it as a replacement to losing that Robo. He's going for the Twilight Council, getting himself charged, but we've got Alive going to be keeping the pressure on right now because he knows that no Colossus are inbound.
Such a huge play, too, and that Colossus literally had about 15 seconds left, and it would have been on the field. Perfect timing there from Alive. I don't know if that was luck or an actual just pure skill, but it looks like he was pushing across the middle of the map, and oh my gosh, he actually has more of a force than Parting. Parting is seeming like he's going to throw away the game. A nice force field wall there. Protoss need to do that more often. Waste that energy, get away, save your sentries, but Parting, man, he's grabbing his third. Let's check into the unit stat really quick, get an idea of where we are in terms of economy. Pulling that up really quick. We are currently 46 to 40, so slowly but steadily, as another drop is going into the main, we have Alive getting back into the game.
Yeah, Alive doing a fantastic job right now with these drop plays. He has denied his opponent the ability to get out any splash damage whatsoever. We may see our very first Archons finally revving. The only thing he's having a difficult time with is picking up into these medevacs in order to escape. He's really having a tough time controlling the ground units independently of the medevacs, and consequently, this time he's going to lose even more Marauders than last.
Well, oh gosh, a push into the natural as well. He's going to get the Nexus. Oh my gosh, focus it down. Yes, he sure does. He gets it, and now we'll be retreating Stims to make sure he gets away. But killing that natural is huge. The econ lead that Parting has now really doesn't matter whatsoever because he has nowhere to mine from the longest except for his third, and his main's almost mined out as well. What a great play from Alive. Alive is really just tearing apart Protoss and really exploiting their immobility, and he's gonna go in. He's gonna all in here.
Yeah, this is pretty all in. We are going to see a couple of reinforcements joining as he's still mining off of this base. However, there's almost nothing in his main whatsoever, and it makes sense. The whole thing's mined out. So this is the big push from our Terran player Alive. He's going to be stimming his army moving forward, but look at the lack of splash damage here for Parting, Robin.
Well, he's got a couple of Archons. That's going to be nice as well. He does have the majority of the SCVs, and now the Zealots went on in. Did they finish Charge? Charge just finishes up, and now he's going to go ahead and hold this push. There's only Marauders left, and that actually may have been the dealing blow here. Once he loses these Marauders, I really expect GG.
GG, yes.
Oh my gosh, I was really, really scared there for Parting. I was seeing him live, and he was doing these amazing drops, having pretty good trades for himself. Killing off the robotics really was huge as well. Killing off that next, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it?
Is he gonna manage to, and then pushes with that really all-in style of play. And honestly, you know, you take a look, we glance at the army of Parting before the Archons. There was like 2 Archons. You know, you hold shift click and right click on the Archons and they just die instantly, and then your opponent has no splash. But you know what? All those critical upgrades had finished. We saw Charge complete. We saw the Templar Archives allowed him to make the High Templar, to make those Archons. And in addition, I believe he had +1 finish, and or 1-1, excuse me. So overall, Parting had a lot of things just finish up for him. The Charge, I think, made a huge difference there as well. Good force fields, ultimately able to secure his victory.
Yeah, I was going to say as well, the force fields that landed, there was about 5 or 6 that landed, and it prevented the Marauders from actually right-clicking and shifting on the Archons like you mentioned. It allowed the SCVs that came up to really take all that splash damage, and for him to clean up the buffering damage and then deal with the Marauders and Marines that were left over. So, nice force fields, and overall, Parting won that and gave it pretty well. He had such a huge lead, and I was afraid he was going to lose it, and if he had, he would be kicking himself in the rear there, man, because he had such a huge lead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was really good for his psyche, I think, that he managed to win that game, because if he had allowed Alive to come back from that,
going into game 2 would have been hurtful.
really difficult. And if it had gone to a game 3 where Alive would have been able to choose the map, I mean.
But on the flip side of that, Alive should be feeling pretty good about that. He was pretty far behind, and he was doing pretty good in terms of getting himself back into the game. So you got to go in the mentality thinking, you know what, I did pretty well even though I was pretty far behind. Most likely, I can handle him this game if I make sure he doesn't do as much damage as he did last game. So let's get ready into Valorant.